Hey guys, Rich here from Shoreline Fishing. So today I'm bringing you another Musky Talks. Last week I didn't have an upload. I got very busy with school and it was just too much and I couldn't handle doing everything. I was very busy studying and doing things. Before I get started with the video, don't forget, 200 subscriber giveaway. I'm giving away this Mega Lures, beautiful bait. I won it in a charity auction on Musky Trader Canada. And I thought I'd give back to my subscribers. So yeah, guys, if you're subscribe, you have a chance, you're entered in. As soon as we hit 200 subscribers, I'll run the roll and I'll randomly pick a winner of my subscribers and I'll ship out the bait at my cost, not your cost. So it'll be really cool if I can, give back to the community in that sense, to show my thanks for your support. And then maybe once I hit 500, I can do another one, and 1,000, I do another one, and kind of go with something like that. So I think that'll be really cool. So the boat is officially away for the 2021 musky season. Sadly, the temperatures drop real fast here. Now it's -3 overnight. Most of the days till 10, 11 a.m. it's in the minus. So it's just got too cold to keep the boat out. I know a lot of guys just say, hey, you can leave it out. Don't worry about it. Change your lower end. Do this, do that. I don't have the time to do all of that right now. So unfortunately, it had to go away until I can afford a heated garage, which eventually I'm going to get a heated shop that I can keep my boat in all year. And then, like, if there's no ice in December, take that bitch out. But anyways, back. So I kind of wanted to give a year on review type of talk in this video. Because of the next little bit, it's going to be hard for me to get out to get some fishing content because of the fact that the lakes are starting to get to that awkward point where they're starting to freeze. So unless it fully freezes over before December 15th, I can't get you another fishing video until the ice hits. So bear with me, guys. I'll be doing these kind of musky talk videos, showing you, little tips and tricks that, if anyone's looking to get into musky fishing, or who are already in musky fishing, just looking for maybe a change of pace or a change of scenery when it comes to the way they do stuff. And that's what I'm hoping to do here. Now, something I wanted to talk about this year, my biggest fish caught this season was 42 and a quarter or 42 and a half. I don't remember. And then a couple 41s, 40s, 30s, 20, like 2-footers, like that type handles. So I had a decent musky season, nothing in size though, which I was really hoping that the Great Lakes, or not Great Lakes, but Lake St. Clair and, the Ottawa River were going to help me get. The Ottawa River, we ended up getting no fish, me and my wife. We lost 2 though. The very first day was really rainy, no wind, but rainy. And I like, it's my wife's first time musky fishing. I feel bad because I kind of took her out on one of the worst weekends as a first experience to musky fish. It was wet, it was cold. The Sunday came, sorry. The winds were a little bit there, not crazy, but it was close to 0 all day, 1 degree. We were trolling in anywhere between 30 to 14 feet of water, and we did massive loops. And we were near the river mouth, so we were fishing a bunch of areas there. I saw other guys casting big rubbers and jigging for walleye, and I saw some guides out there that I know who guide on that part of the river. So I knew I was in the right area, and we knew we were doing the right things. But it just, you guys know how musky fishing is. It doesn't always hit. So the other thing is, once I get a little bit more free time this week, I'm going to edit kind of just our trip, a small 3-4 minute clip, and, put it up so you guys can see it and kind of just see what we were doing. Ottawa River was really crazy. The water clarity for me was different. Like, I know the Kawartha is a stain, but it's like a green stain. This was brown. It was like really weird. So I know a lot of guys are like, it's like the Kawarthas. I haven't seen a Kawartha lake that looks like that. So that was different. And it was just crazy because at one point you're in, 18 feet. If you drive 50 yards towards the middle, you're in 70 feet of water. Like, it was really unique. Like, it was just a massive bowl like this and it just came in. It was nuts, but it was really cool as well. So that'll be up on the video as well, hopefully later this week or early next week. So I'll get that up. And then from then on in, it'll kind of be talking about certain things that are going to happen with, with Musky Talks. I like to keep it happening every Wednesday because it's nice to have something in the middle of the week. And then once I'm able to get you guys content where I can get, 4 or 5 videos and put them up that it's actual fishing, that's going to happen, of course. But because of the current weather conditions and stuff like that, it's one of those awkward periods for fishermen, especially with the fact that, now that I don't have a boat, I'm kind of very limited. And we're just kind of a little too far to drive to St. Clair to cast that shoreline for a few days. Like, it's a 4-hour drive, 4:10 with traffic and one stop. So it's not ideal for us. And sadly enough, with Big Lake O like 10, 12 minutes away from me, there's no muskie there. Which that's something I'm going to do next season. I talked about it with Steve. He thinks I'm crazy, and that's fine. He can think I'm crazy. I'm going to run a bunch of different locations in Lake Ontario next year with my boat on calm days, because that's the only problem with Lake Ontario. It can get dangerous real fast. There's massive pike near in the Pickering area. Why can't there be a muskie? I know so many people say that, they could be. You might hook one, but sometimes just that one fish you hook makes it's a fish of a lifetime. Something actually recent news I can talk about too that I just saw. Somebody in Minnesota out of Mille Lacs on November 22nd pulled out a 57 3/4 29-inch girth muskie. It was unable to be revived. They spent an hour trying to get it to swim back, so kudos on them for actually doing that attempt. I know a lot of guys hit that size and they say, yeah, let's go, you're coming home. They went and officially scaled it. It came in at 55 pounds, 14.8 ounces, a new state record, Mille Lacs record. Hell, that thing is just under 5 pounds to the world record. Was it 65, the world record? The world record fish is very weird to me. I think it was 60, 65, like 60 inches, 65 pounds. Like, that's more than a pound per inch. Like, that's an impressive fish, but I still don't know how true that is, or if there was anything wrong with the fish, or that's a different story for a different day, which, we can also cover in these muskie talks. What do you guys think about stuff like that? Talking about kind of not deboning, but debunking some of these guys saying their record fishes are this length or that length. Like, I've heard rumors of guys catching 60-inch muskie, but how true can it be? Because I guess at the end of the day, these guys here don't want us to know, which I guess I'm back to my normal thing. Everyone's afraid of getting their spots flooded, or with people casting or fishing there, and, eventually maybe hurting the muskie population or affecting their line of work. So I get that part of it. But then again, as a muskie fisherman, I've had people ask me, hey, Rich, where did you do this? Or how did you do that? I tell them all the details. I'm all for if somebody can go out there and bag a big fish, and they message me back saying, hey, Rich, on your details, this is what happened. I'm happy with that. Like, I'm great that they did it. So I guess I'm just different like that, but maybe that'll change as I get older. Who knows? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this kind of year with muskie fishing, some things that I've learned and what I want to change. So I think with me, when I went to St. Clair with Steve this year, we had really weird weather, and it was like against the norm. One day the water temps were 65, Thursday to Friday hitting 72 degrees. Like, it was not normal. Like, it wasn't a consistent where all 4 days it was the same temps, like, 63 to 60 or 65 to 62 type. It was not. So it was very, very unique. And I know a lot of people were having trouble the week we were there. But I have about 30 crankbaits. It gets to the point where you're not sure even what to pull anymore. So I was trying Shadzillas, I was trying Georgies, I was trying BWBs, I was trying Clarkies and BRs, and it just got to the point where I really wish I just had a box full of these guys. This is just a little paint thing I was trying, don't mind me. But just something simple like this. Or, a box full of these. This is not yet painted yet, but at the end of the day, it was one of those things where I kind of wish I was just back to the basics. Like, when I first started fishing with Steve, I had a box full of, Joe Bucher 700s, double 8s, and I thought, wow, these things are massive. And then, you know what? I love Mikey Parker, his handlebars. I use his baits, so I can't fault that at all. I love the double 10s. I have, I think, 20-something double 10s and 1 double 9, and then 4 double 13s now I have from Musky Mayhem, I believe they are. Yeah, Musky Mayhem, sorry. So I really just plan on getting back to the basics. So like next year, I'm going to have these guys painted the way I want. I got 3 of these, 3 of those, of the BWBs, painted in patterns I like. I'll always do a black perch, love a black perch. We'll do sort of like a regular perch, and then something with grays and tones in it like that, almost like a sucker pattern. With each of those baits, just so that when I go to places like Lake St. Clair, I'm pulling a stick bait and a jointed bait, because I like to run 2 on the main lake. And that's really going to change how I fish, I think, that now. It's very much I want to get back to the basics and kind of what I was doing in the beginning, because I found that I had not more fun, but I was having the same success without the worry of having a $200 or $300 bait being pulled. which now I can't even sit here and tell you I don't support that industry, because I do. I've bought $200 baits. I've bought $100 baits, $150 baits. So if you can support them, absolutely support the American and Canadian bait makers. They make very nice baits. But don't feel ashamed to pull a Believer and a Jake. You know, pop out the lip, super glue the bitch back in there, or hot glue gun it in there. It makes your lips last longer, or you can buy replacement lips online. I actually noticed. But that's something that I really want to get across to you. Don't worry about that if you can't afford the baits. But if you can, obviously, get something to your liking. Don't overspend. So I think that's something I've done. I'm looking down at 30 baits, which isn't a lot. Some guys have, you know, 70, 80 crankbaits. I have 30, 32 crankbaits. Just crankbaits. That's not including my big Flambeau box, hunting box that I've converted into a Musky box, full of rubbers, blades, and jigging baits, and top waters, and like, it's all over the place. So it gets too overwhelming at times. So not only did I have a box full of rubbers I was trying to troll, I had a box full of crankbaits I was trying to troll. It got too much. So I think next year I'm going to try to settle down a bit with my stuff. I'm going to try different things next season. I don't really do Bondi baits in the Kawarthas, and I think I'm going to try it next season. I've got my trolling motor now set up. It's just a motor guide, it's like 13 years old. It's not the great, or sorry, 9 years old, not 13. It's going to be on its 10th year next year, and it's not a great motor. It's just the problem is they're not worth anything, or I would sell it and, you know, buy a Minn Kota or save up for a Minn Kota. So I'm stuck with the weird awkward foot pedal. Like, the pedal's either up like this or flat like that or down like that. It's not low to the ground. It's actually off the ground about, I think from top to bottom, it's probably 6 to 7 inches. So it's a little bit hard in rough water, but there's a 25-foot, you know, like a 20 to a 25-foot hole where I fish, and even a 30-foot hole. And I would love to kind of just troll slowly with my Bondi and, you know, kind of go along, like very slowly, like give it a little bit of push and go, push and go, and just kind of do that through that very deep channel, because we mark a lot of stuff down there. So if I have my bait down there, I might get a reaction strike. I'd love to get a strike on a Bondi. I think it'd be cool. So that's something I want to try differently next year. And, you know, I'm going to troll big baits next season. I always troll double 10s, and I think next year I'm going to do the same thing. But I have 13s now, so my 13s are going to be in the water quite a bit next year. So, and then next year I also want to do a couple more big water trips like Lake St. Clair again. I don't know about the Ottawa River when I'll go back. If my wife wants to maybe go to Ottawa, I'll take her to Ottawa. Eventually, I'd like to do the Larry. The Larry is still one spot on my bucket list I'd like to check off. But it is a very dangerous place to go on, and you need the right tools to get out there. And right now, I'm just not prepared when it comes to boat, and I just don't want to have to spend on a expensive on a guide. It's just it's enough to get out there sometimes for me. So to get out there and just trying it on my boat, I guess there's something about me with a sense of pride. I like launching my own boat and trying it out. You know what? You ask for tips here and there. If anyone can give you anything, you take it. You do risk though like that, because, you know, if you're in an uncharted waters, it's hard because you might hit things. Like it can happen. I've been lucky, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, but it could. So the Ottawa River was a good experience with me and my wife. It's the first time I've gone kind of on an away trip fishing without Steve, because Lake St. Clair, I'm usually there with Steve. But my wife did really well. Like, that video is going to come up. I don't know if I talked about that. We're going to do a video. We didn't get anything. I lost one. I lost one both days, actually. And the second day, the one that I lost might have been, like, really, really good. But I won't go into details. I'll just put a brief video up. But anyways, guys, this is going to be it for this video this week. Thank you so much for your continuous support. So I'll be looking to do these until I'm able to get on the ice fishing, or if I'm casting at shore, maybe I'll give you guys kind of walkthroughs. But yeah, next year it's gonna be an interesting year for me, from fishing Lake Ontario for muskie in Pickering, hoping I bang one out, because that would be the unicorn. I think if I caught anything in Lake Ontario out of Pickering, that's a unicorn fish. It's something that I don't think anyone's gonna repeat again. And worst case scenario, I'll be banging out big pike. Thank you guys so much. Comment down below what you want to see next week's video, and don't forget to subscribe to enter yourself in for the 200 subscriber giveaway. See you guys later.